大家好，欢迎收听唱歌学中文。Hi everybody, welcome to Sing and Learn Chinese. Today we're going over the song 对面的女孩看过来 by Richie Jen. This singer, songwriter, he's Malaysian and he basically was well known in his area until he came up with this song, which went viral or became quite popular, and that's how he expanded. So 对面的女孩看过来 means the girl who is on the other side or the girl who's in front of me, look over here. So 女孩 is girl, 看过来, 看 is to see, 过来 over here. And then 对面 is the side opposite of me. So in front of me, across from me, that kind of idea. So let's take a look at the lyrics. We start with 对面的女孩看过来, which I just explained. It's that girl over there, look here. 看过来, 看过来. So 看过来 is look over here, and then he repeats that twice. Then we have 这里的表演很精彩，请不要假装不理不睬。So 这里 is over here, 表演 is performance, 这里的表演 so the performance that is over here 很精彩。精彩 is fascinating, amazing, and brilliant, splendid, just really cool, basically. 很 is very. So the performance over here is really awesome. 请不要，请 is please, 不要 don't, do not. 假装 is to fake or pretend. 不理不睬 is ignore. So please don't pretend to ignore it. And 不理 means not paying attention to. 不睬 is like also not paying attention to, a slightly different angle or nuance. When you put them together, they just kind of reinforce the idea of being ignored completely. 不理不睬. Okay, and then 对面的女孩看过来，看过来，看过来. So repeat of the first line. 不要被我的样子吓坏，其实我很可爱。Okay, so 不要 means don't. 被我的样子，样子 is appearance, look, fashion, kind of my likeness. 我的 means my, and then 被我的 by my appearance or look. 吓坏 is to be scared silly. 吓 is to scare somebody, like the verb to scare someone, like boo. That kind of idea. And then 坏 is like broken or bad, but 吓坏 together just means to scare somebody really badly. So don't be scared by my looks, by my appearance. 其实 actually, 我很可爱. I'm very cute. 可爱 literally means able to love, so lovable, but it's used as cute, basically. So don't be afraid of my appearance. I'm actually really cute. Interesting line. And then 寂寞男孩的悲哀说出来谁明白 So 寂寞 is lonely, 男孩 is boy, male, 孩 child, male child, boy. 悲哀 is sadness, grief, weight. And then so the lonely boy's sadness 说出来 is to say it out loud, to speak it out. 谁 means who, 明白 is understand. So the sadness of the lonely boy, if it was spoken aloud, who would understand it? Obviously, narrator is referring to himself. All right, 求求你抛个眉眼过来，抛个眉眼过来，哄哄我，逗我，乐开怀. So 求求你 is I beg you. 抛 is to throw, to toss like a ball, and then 媚眼 is a flirtatious glance, coquettish, you know, the way that they do in movies and cartoons and things, over exaggerated. Anyways, 过来 is to come over, so you saw 过来 in 对面的女孩看过来，过来 is over here, come over. And then 哄哄我 is to coax me, and 哄哄 is the reason why it's doubled is there's a kind of sense of trying or kind of flirting, I suppose. There's a 撒娇 tone to it. If you don't know what 撒娇 means, I believe I covered it in one of the previous, it was a 学猫叫, learn to meow video. You can check that out. But anyways, 哄哄我 is to coax me. 逗我, 逗 is to make somebody laugh, yeah, to tease them, but in a nice way, kind of to make them smile. And then 乐开怀 is to be happy, to be overjoyed. 乐 is from 快乐, which means happy, and then 开 is to open, 怀 is like the chest area, your embrace. So happy that you just open up, kind of. Then we have 呵呵, which means haha. And then 没人理我. Nobody's paying attention to me. 没人 means no person, no people. 理 is to pay attention or care about. 我 is me. And earlier we had the 不理不睬. It's the same 理 over here. Then we have 我左看右看上看下看. So this is helpful. We've got directions. 左 is left, 右 is right, 上 is up, 下 is down. And the character for 上 and 下, you can see why they are written the way they are. It's like one's going up, one's going down. So 我左看右看上看下看 is I look to the left, to the right, up and down. So I look everywhere. 原来每个女孩都不简单. 原来 is, it turns out, actually, 每个 means every single one. 女孩 is girl. 都 is all. 不简单 is not simple. 简单 is simple, and then 不简单 is not simple. In other words, impressive. You could say impressive. Or you could say they're complicated, let's say. All right, then we have 我想了又想. So 想了 is I thought, and then 又 means again. 想 is to think again. So 我想了又想 is like I thought and thought. And then 我猜了又猜 is I guessed and guessed. 猜 is to guess. And then 女孩们的心事还真奇怪. 女孩们, so 女孩 means girls. 们 is a pluralizer, so 女孩们 is girls, plural. 心事 means the things in their heart, so what they're thinking. 女孩们的心事, the inner thoughts of girls. 还真奇怪, 还真 are truly, are really, indeed. 奇怪 is strange, weird, odd. So the way girls think is really odd, actually. And then 寂寞男孩的苍蝇拍, 左拍拍右拍拍. So 寂寞 again is lonely, 男孩 is boy, 苍蝇 is a mosquito, and then 拍 is to clap. But in this case, 苍蝇拍 is the thing that you use to clap mosquitoes, to swat them. So fly swatter. And then 左拍拍, we saw 左, which is left, and then 右拍拍 is right. So he pats to the left, or he swats to the left, he swats to the right with his mosquito swatter, his fly swatter. 为什么还是没人来爱? This is such an interesting song. Okay, 为什么 is why. 还是 it's still 没人 no one 来 come love. And then 爱 is love. So 为什么还是没人来爱? How come nobody's coming over here to love me, basically? 无人问津真无奈. So 无人 means nobody. 问津 cares. Nobody cares. This actually is an idiom that is talking about, the jing is like a ford, the area in a body of water where people cross. And so 问津 is like to ask about crossing the river. So if there's nobody asking to cross the body of water at a particular point, then that means that particular point there's no one there. Like nobody cares. So it's a bit of a long story, but basically that's what 问津 means. Nobody cares. 真无奈, 真 means really, truly, and then 无奈 is helpless. Nothing I can do about it. How come no one is coming over here to love me? Nobody cares about me. The me is assumed. I'm so helpless, basically. And then we have the repeat of 对面的女孩看过来, 看过来, 看过来. This is a famous line in the song. And then 寂寞男孩情窦初开. And then so the lonely boy has his first awakening of love. 需要你给我一点爱. Need you to give me a little love. 需要 need 你 you 给我 give me 一点 a little bit of 爱 love. Okay. And then 爱真奇怪. Love is really weird, really strange. 奇怪 we've seen, 爱真 we've seen all of that. And then 来来来来来 is just it's used as a chant. So there's a lot of songs, I think, that would use that, or chants that would go la 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 la. It's similar to la la la, I suppose. It even sounds like it. But it also does mean come. So lai lai lai, come. Come, 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 come. And then hey oh hey is just a sound effect. So oh hey oh, sorry. And then we have which is a sigh. This is a sound effect again. 算了 means never mind, forget it. 回家吧. 回家 is to go home. 吧 is let's do this. Let's just go home. 算了，回家吧. Forget it. Let's just go home. Is basically the idea of that line. So you can see some guy, the narrator, probably busting out his guitar, playing and singing, trying to get the attention of the girl who lives across the street or something, and she's just not paying him any attention. And he's like, ah, forget it, I'm going inside. And that's it. That's the end of the song. 对面的女孩看过来. Hopefully that was interesting and you learned something new, some vocabulary. And if you have a song that you'd like to see the lyrics explained, feel free to contact me, and perhaps that song will make it to the list one of these days. All right, keep learning, keep singing, and until we sing again, 再见.